You see, the reason most men fail to make a woman truly crave them isn't because they're not good looking or wealthy, it's because they're too available, too predictable, too eager to prove their worth. And the hard truth is, what's always available loses value. Now let that sink in for a moment. If you want to be the man she thinks about at 2 a.m., the one whose texts make her heart skip a beat, then you must master one powerful, often overlooked skill: mystery. When a woman can figure you out too easily, she boxes you up, labels you, and moves on. It's not even her fault. It's how attraction works. We crave the unknown. We chase what we don't fully understand. That curiosity becomes desire, and that desire, it turns into obsession. So when you're always explaining yourself, always laying your emotions bare, or constantly checking in with her, you're robbing her of that mental tension that breeds craving. You have to remember, women are emotional creatures. They feel deeply, and feelings thrive in subtlety. That means you don't need to spell out everything. Say less. Let your silence build intrigue. Let your absence speak volumes. Let your next move be something she can't predict. This doesn't mean playing games. It means holding back just enough to keep her mind working overtime, trying to decode you. Think about how she binged watches a mystery show. It's not the ending she loves, it's the suspense, the thrill of not knowing what's coming next. The same concept applies to attraction. When you become too emotionally available too soon, when you answer every message instantly, share every detail, or constantly seek validation from her, you kill the suspense. You turn into background noise. Now here's what that looks like in action. Don't always initiate the conversation. Let her reach out first sometimes. Take a day to respond when it's not urgent. Keep your personal life active and full without always including her. Give her just enough access to feel connected, but never so much that she feels she has you completely figured out. And when she asks questions, especially personal ones, don't always answer directly. Let there be layers to who you are. Let her realize that knowing you takes time, that earning your intimacy is a journey. Because when a woman feels like she has to earn parts of you, she values you far more than when you offer yourself completely with no resistance. Mystery doesn't mean being cold, it means being deliberate. Every time she walks away from a moment with you, still thinking, still wondering, still feeling like there's more to uncover, you win. You become unforgettable. You take up mental real estate. And that, my friend, is exactly how you make her crave you 24/7. Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a room and noticed how certain men don't even have to say a word, yet everyone feels their presence? That's not magic. That's energy. And if you want a woman to crave you, not just like you or be attracted to you, but crave you, then your energy, your confidence must be unshakable. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's not loud or performative. It's that quiet calm in a man who knows who he is, what he wants, and doesn't need anyone's permission to be it. That kind of man is magnetic. Women don't crave boys who constantly need reassurance, who crumble under pressure, who try too hard to impress. They crave men who move with certainty, men who carry themselves with an internal stability that says, I've got me, with or without you. The truth is, energy doesn't lie. You can say all the right things, wear all the right clothes, but if your inner world is anxious, needy, or insecure, she will feel it. Women are intuitive, deeply emotional, and far more sensitive to masculine energy than they let on. If your energy says, please pick me, she'll pull away. But if your energy says, I'm already enough, she'll lean in without even knowing why. And here's the twist. True confidence isn't about being dominant, it's about being grounded. You don't have to be the loudest man in the room. You don't have to fake a persona. In fact, the less you try, the more powerful you become. It's about being rooted in your values, your purpose, and your peace. When you're at peace with who you are, you stop needing validation. And when you stop needing validation, you stop chasing, and she starts noticing. You become the calm in her chaos. The man who doesn't flinch when things get intense, the one who listens more than he talks, who doesn't feel the need to overshare to prove himself. You become the man who commands respect without asking for it. And yes, confidence is built. It's built in solitude, in discipline, in the silent hours where you hold yourself accountable, where you invest in your mind, your body, your craft. It's built when you stop blaming the world and start mastering yourself. Because no woman can crave a man who hasn't yet claimed himself. So when you show up in your full authentic power, not desperate for her attention, but radiating your own light, she won't just notice. She'll feel drawn to you emotionally, physically, mentally. And when a woman starts craving your presence, not your performance, that's when you've truly won. Let me tell you a secret most men never hear. If you want a woman to crave you on a deep, almost addictive level, you have to move beyond her body and into her mind. That's where true desire begins. Physical attraction fades if it's not backed by emotional stimulation, because while you may be focused on how she looks, she's paying attention to how you make her feel. Craving isn't just about lust, it's about emotional curiosity. It's about being the man who doesn't just speak to her, but touches something inside her. And that happens when you stop trying to impress and start trying to connect. When you ask the questions no one else does, when you listen without waiting for your turn to speak, when your presence makes her feel safe enough to let her guard down, even just a little. The truth is, women are drawn to emotional intelligence. They crave conversation that isn't shallow or rehearsed, but real. And that doesn't mean you have to be overly deep or poetic. It just means being present, being aware, being curious, not just about what she does, but who she is underneath it all. Ask her what excites her, what scares her, what she dreams about when no one's watching, and then actually care about the answer. You see, most men talk at women. The ones she craves speak into her. They trigger thought, they awaken emotion, they make her feel like she's being seen, not scanned. When you become a man who sees the emotional layers of a woman, not just her appearance, you activate something powerful in her. She starts associating your presence with depth, warmth, and connection. And once that happens, she doesn't just enjoy your company, she starts to need it. And the beauty of emotional curiosity is that it sets you apart instantly. Because most guys stick to the surface, they talk about their car, their job, their gym routine, but you ask her about what lights her up, what breaks her heart, what made her the woman she is today. And in doing that, you stop being just another guy, and you become the only one who ever made her feel truly understood. But remember, don't force it. Don't turn it into a strategy. Be genuine. Speak from a place of wanting to know her, not to manipulate her, but to understand her. When you come from that place, it shows. And it's rare. Rare enough that once she feels it, she'll start to crave it over and over again. Because the man who triggers her thoughts triggers her emotions, and the man who can do that will always have a place in her heart and mind. Let me hit you with something that might sting a little. If you're constantly giving a woman your time, your energy, your attention, and she still doesn't seem as invested as you are, it's not because she doesn't like attention. It's because you've made yourself too accessible. And when you're too accessible, you lose value. Craving comes from distance, not constant presence. You see, men who make women crave them aren't always the most attractive or successful. They're the ones who understand how to control their attention. They don't throw it around like it's cheap. They give it with intention. And because it's not always available, it becomes something she values. The more you give without restraint, the more she subconsciously assumes there's nothing more to win. But when you become a man who knows when to lean in and when to pull back, you shift the dynamic. A woman doesn't fall for the guy who's always there. She falls for the one who makes her wonder, what is he up to? Or why hasn't he texted yet? That space, those little unanswered questions, that's where desire is born. She starts to think, she starts to imagine, and that imagination is more powerful than anything you can say or do directly. When you stop over-investing, you allow her to earn your time, and what's earned is respected. You train her, gently and silently, to realize that your attention isn't just a given, it's a privilege. That doesn't mean you're rude, cold, or distant. It means you value yourself enough not to be emotionally available to someone who hasn't reciprocated that energy. And if she's used to men chasing her, blowing up her phone, validating her 24/7, you'll stand out just by not doing what they all do. Let her initiate sometimes. Let her wait for a reply. Let her feel your absence. The space you create becomes the tension that makes her crave your presence again. This is where most men get it wrong. They think pulling back means she'll lose interest. No. If there's chemistry and she felt any connection, the pullback amplifies her desire. It tells her, I'm not chasing, I know my worth. Show me you're worth my energy. And just like that, you stop being one of many and start being the one she can't stop thinking about. But you have to mean it. You can't fake detachment while secretly obsessing over her replies. You have to actually be focused on your own life, your own goals, your mission. That's what makes your attention rare, and that's what makes her crave it more. Because the man who doesn't overinvest becomes the man she fights to keep. If you want a woman to crave you, not just for a night, but constantly, deeply, and emotionally, you need to stop trying to be what you think she wants and start being what she feels pulled toward. And that starts with understanding masculine polarity. Because without it, attraction fizzles. Polarity is the invisible energy between the masculine and the feminine. It's what makes her heart race, her body respond, and her mind crave more of you. So many men today dull their masculine edge because they think softness equals safety. They dim their decisiveness, suppress their ambition, and try to become more agreeable, more available, more emotionally dependent. But here's the truth she'll never say out loud. She doesn't want to lead the dance. She wants to feel your direction. She wants to trust it. She wants to trust it. She wants to surrender to it. But she can only do that if your energy makes her feel held, not just heard. Being masculine doesn't mean being dominant or controlling. It means being anchored, being able to stay calm when things get chaotic, being decisive when plans fall apart, being a man of your word when life throws you off track. It's not about flexing power, it's about holding space. And when she feels your grounded presence, it allows her to relax into her natural femininity. That's when craving happens. That's when she begins to crave your strength, not just physical, but emotional. Women are drawn to polarity the way gravity pulls on objects, when your energy is clean, focused, and intentional. It invites her to step into her feminine essence without even realizing it. Suddenly, she's more playful, more nurturing, more emotionally expressive around you. Not because you asked her to be, but because your presence pulled it out of her. That's the dynamic that keeps desire alive. So ask yourself, are you leading, or are you waiting for her to lead you? Are you clear about what you want, or are you hoping she'll tell you what to do? Because craving doesn't grow where the masculine is passive. It grows when the masculine is present, powerful, and purposeful. When you know what you're about, when your life has direction, when you walk with quiet conviction, that's when she begins to feel that magnetic pull toward you, even in your silence. Most men don't lose women because of what they said or didn't say. They lose them because they gave up their polarity. They abandoned their masculine frame to please her, when what she really wanted was to feel him, solid, sure, and strong in who he is. The moment you stop dimming your masculine energy and start owning it, she won't just notice, she'll feel it in her body. And that feeling, that's the beginning of obsession. Let me be brutally honest with you. If the center of your world is a woman, she'll never crave you. It's not because she's ungrateful or cold. It's because women aren't wired to desire a man who's orbiting something bigger. Purpose is magnetic. Drive is intoxicating. When a woman sees that your life is full, disciplined, and guided by something greater than chasing her, she begins to chase you. Craving comes from admiration, and admiration is born when a man is consumed by a mission. Whether it's building his business, mastering a skill, improving his health, or creating a legacy, when you're lit up from within, it shows. And she feels it. It's in how you walk, how you speak, how you protect your time, how you move like you're building something meaningful. That energy is impossible to fake and impossible to ignore. You see, a lot of men think that making a woman feel important means making her the center of everything. But the paradox is this. When you make her the only thing you focus on, she starts to lose interest, not because she doesn't like being valued, but because she stops seeing what makes you valuable. She needs to look at you and see someone who wakes up with purpose, someone who's not just living for her attention, but for his vision. And that doesn't mean shutting her out. It means inviting her into a life that already has momentum. It means being so committed to your personal evolution that she's inspired just by being near you. When you live with intention, women don't want to be your whole world. They want to join your world. They want to contribute, not complete you. That's what makes them crave not just your presence, but your leadership, your focus, your discipline. A man on a mission is rare, because most people drift, most people wait, most people want comfort. But craving doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in the fire of ambition. And when she sees you sacrificing, building, grinding, dreaming, even failing, but refusing to quit, she feels something she can't quite explain. It's respect. It's curiosity. It's emotional pull. She begins to wonder, how far can he go? And more importantly, will I be by his side when he gets there? So no, you don't have to be rich or famous, but you do have to be intentional. You do have to want something more than her. Because when you live like your life has meaning, with or without her, she'll want nothing more than to be a part of it. And that's when she stops being casual and starts becoming addicted.